Just this morning I realized ERC was actually made 3 years ago to this day, which is absolutely incredible. But basically I'm going to be talking to Shawnyg, the senior developer for ERC, about the progress of ERC throughout the years and pretty much from December or November 2018 all the way to now, and basically how the game has evolved since then. And also in those 2 or 3 years, ERC has gained over 239 million visits, which is absolutely crazy. And with the recent success of the summer update, meaning anyone can play as the game is now free, the game has increased by popularity and hopefully will continue to increase over the years. Anyways, I hope you do enjoy this video. I just want to say a big shout out to all the PLC staff, developers, moderators, contributors, anyone who has kind of helped to get ERC to this point here. It's honestly crazy. So a big shout out to all of you, all of the YouTubers, everyone in my server, everyone in the ERC server, everyone who's played ERC, everyone who bought ERC. Big shout out to all of you there for making ERC possible and for getting ERC to the point today here. And if you do enjoy, please do consider subscribing as it would help out my channel. Let's hop right into this. Anyway, so I'm here now with Shawnyg, the senior developer for ERC. And basically, so Sean, you started developing 3 years ago for ERC.
Yeah, December 7th was the exact date I got hired.
Wow, that is December 8th or December 2018. That seems such a long time ago. In your point of view, what about the game has changed the most?
I'd say, honestly, I guess from inception, just the entire intended audience for the game. Because, it was supposed to be group locks, like all the teams, and then we pretty much just went, I guess, full out public. So the whole intended audience, that completely changed, and it definitely changed for the better, as you can see.
In 2018, when you got hired to develop for the game, what did you think about the game back then?
Back then, I thought, it was very basic back then. Like, I believe when I joined, the gun store was still in the menu. Like, there wasn't an actual building, and it was just a little hectic, but it was definitely a nice start since, Ferg already had great ELS and he already had a good concept in there. So I saw the room for improvement. Like, I saw that the foundation was laid out perfect and we could definitely make it something great. I just never thought it'd get this big, honestly.
And basically from now, what do you think about the game now compared to in 2018?
Now it is significantly better. It has so many more features and honestly honestly probably initially planned out, and we still have plans for more features to come in the future. And the communities, especially with the private servers, we have so many sub communities that it's just amazing to see how well they've implemented like custom liveries and all the different features they could use, and they could have actual authentic role plays. So that was pretty much always the end goal, just create authentic role play experiences.
ERC is more of a game that you can play if you enjoy being a first responder, because I feel like you've got more of kind of like a base around first responding.
And yeah, definitely. We definitely still plan on improving the civilian team by adding more features that I can't exactly talk about right now to hopefully give a better civilian roleplay experience, since, obviously not everyone wants to always be a cop or a firefighter, and we do acknowledge and understand that. So hopefully we can get to that point where we're a well-rounded game overall, and that every single team has a bunch of roleplay features and different things to do that you'll honestly never get bored. And I feel we're very near that goal of ours.
And one final question. What do you think about private servers on ERC?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely done way better than we anticipated, since, the intention for them was always for hardcore role players that, don't like public servers, since, public servers, we can't really force roleplay, but they may want a community where if roleplay is enforced, that, if you don't roleplay, maybe you get kicked or something. So when we first implemented that, everybody liked it, and then we slowly kept building on the features, especially with, I'm pretty sure it was earlier this year when we released custom liveries. Like, everybody went crazy for that, since, now they could actually have their own department that they're based off of, or maybe even make their own department in game and further immerse themselves. Like, you could go look in our livery designs channel. People are making different crazy things for, like, unmarked concepts, different departments, different divisions. And it's all just like really cool how they're able to really like do all of that and just keep having fun with the game.
Yeah, I agree. ERC has come so much over like the last couple of years. I only started playing in 2019, but it's definitely a very different game than it was back then. Like, especially like you were saying at the start with the UIs. I remember back then when you actually could buy everything, or I think it was just the tools, but before you had the tools to run everything, you could just go to the menu. But I agree, like the roleplay aspects of the game has increased immensely, and there's so many kind of, especially like in my opinion, the hospital is one of the best buildings in the game. There's so many role plays you can do, and it's just amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's, when we brought the big fire department update where we brought in way cleaner trucks, a new fire station, like people loved that. And we also added interior house fires, which we made them as realistic as possible. Like while I was developing those, since a couple of our staff members are firefighters, I kept talking with them. I'm like, all right, does this seem realistic? How should I do this? How should I do that? And all the SCBA gear, it all turned out great.
I definitely agree. Anyways, thank you very much for talking to me today, and thank you for being in this video, and congratulations on 3 years of developing for ERC.
No problem. Thank you for having me, and thank you for staying with us for 2 years that you've been.